85,
90.
90, 95.
We're playing for keeps. We're on the market. Stay strong, sir. Sold! Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 13th of May. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce.
Gee, Gary, I think this year is just getting away from us too quickly.
It's running away.
It's going to be June next month. That's half the year gone. What is going on?
Oh, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Do you reckon time's sped up? Is that possible?
Yep.
If there's any scientists watching this show, is it possible that the world is now spinning on a what's
axis.
the word? We know it spins on an axis, but is it going faster?
It feels like, I think when you get older, it goes fast. When you're young, doesn't it feel like at school, everything just takes forever?
Can't remember back
and you
that
just,
long
you just
ago,
say,
Gary.
I wish I was older, and everything's just, and now you're going like, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down.
Pretty terrifying.
Yep.
Having said that, we've really had all of this distractions now that are now behind us. So we got rid of April, we got rid of the federal election.
Yep.
Hopefully we're going to get an interest rate cut next week, Gary. Yep. Stay tuned, viewers.
That'll help.
And by the way, if there is an interest rate cut, put your roller skates on because the market's going to lift. There's going to be there's a buying opportunity, I reckon, the next 7 days.
Hurry up.
Because if you put money on the fact that there'll be an interest rate cut, the following weekend, watch out.
You could probably,
auction clearance rates are going to go up.
I could get a market on that. I could get an actual betting market on that, because there was betting on the election, as you know, Phil. So you could just, two flies on the wall. You can bet on anything if you want to. Just want to say, by the way, to the mums, Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
for
Happy
Sunday.
Mother's Day.
It was lovely to have we had a bit of a quiet Mother's Day Sunday, didn't we, Phil? We
Well,
only had one
beautiful
option,
weather
it was
for
lovely.
Mother's Day. I tell you, all those mothers out there that celebrated, you couldn't have asked for a better day, and hopefully you did get something decent.
Did you spoil your mother, Phil?
Hopefully you got a nice present, not a new Mixmaster or a new Dyson vacuum cleaner. Nothing wrong with a Dyson vacuum cleaner.
What did you get for your mother?
I got her I got her 2 bunches of tulips.
Yep.
And I got her a carrot cake.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, carrot cake. Shout out to Tartine. Now, I know my carrot cakes, and Tartine makes a great carrot cake. Shout out to them.
Is that right? Fair enough. Well, anyway, Happy Mother's Day. It was a beautiful day, but a quiet one out in the auction. But we've got out in the auction circuit, Philip. It was very quiet, but I've got to say...
Saturday was busy?
Saturday was pretty busy. I think we can just break into the results because we were 83%, Philip, against the industry average of 68%. Can we hear some boast music, please?
83 to 68. We've smashed it again. Having said that, Gary, it's not all beer and Skittles out there, is it?
No, it's not all beer and Skittles, Phil, indeed.
I think if I was just to say to you where we're really busy at the moment is sub 2.5 million. It's really busy.
Yep.
Over 2.5 million, little bit more caution, a little bit more trickery there.
Yep.
It's not so easy.
No, I think I have to agree with that. There are certain pockets of price. We saw some of our biggest attended inspections were between that 800, kind of 1.4. It tends to be a very sweet spot in the market.
Yep.
But Phil, I want to talk about, this concept, there is another buyer. Is there really another buyer? Because it was revealed, and I think it was in bad taste, actually. And I think people like a real estate scandal. Real estate scandal, something scandalous about estate agents. It's always good news on a quiet news day, to just have some accusation. It doesn't have to be accurate. It can just be an attack on real estate.
Wherever there is a contentious article and there's a photo of a real estate agent, we know that's just clickbait. It's just clickbait.
Clickbait, or if it's like the Channel 7 report or something, and the agent's walking in slow motion. Never good to be a slow motion walk real estate agent. But there was this kind of agent that was quoted by saying, "My line is that there's another buyer."
Yep.
And that where there may well not be another buyer. And I think that creates a little bit of doubt and a little bit of dubiousness on our profession, Phil. And I just want to assure the viewers out there that if you are a buyer at Gary Pearce Associates, we will not say there is another buyer unless there is another buyer.
And there always is another buyer.
No, that's not true.
But in all fairness to the industry, we know that there is always another buyer. We might not have met them yet, or they may not have come to the property, but there is another buyer. Having said that, everybody wants to slam the real estate industry
because of what you just said.
For saying there's another buyer. Having said that, when was the last time, and I won't use this electrical small goods or white goods supplier on GPTV, but it's always like, oh, this is the last fridge, right? Yeah. We've only got this. If you don't buy this one today, the sale
carpet sale.
The sale ends in 5 minutes.
Remember when they used to have the Kari Rugs,
Yeah.
carpet sale. There used to be a Steve Visor used to joke about that. It's closing down. It was always closing down.
Yeah.
And Johnny Farnham was always doing his final concert as well, wasn't
Correct,
he?
correct.
But no, this I wanted to bring you back because you've now sort of added to the smear rather than taken away. I think, yes, there will be another buyer
Yes.
because we know that an unsold property is just a buy away from being sold, Philip. But I just think that for the credibility of the real estate industry, understand that if an agent says to you, there's another buyer from us, there is another buyer, visible and real. Otherwise, we would not say
So
it.
what you're saying is that Gary Peer and Associates,
Yeah.
when we say there's another buyer, that's because there is.
Absolutely. Because
And
I've got to say, it's a career killer. If you say there's another buyer
Yeah.
and the buyer that you were talking to walks away and then it doesn't get sold, I think that's a career killer, Phil. I think
No,
that is
I think you're right.
career killer and a reputation killer. So
I
is
think
there another
good.
buyer?
I think a good agent doesn't need that
Yeah.
line anyway, because
No.
a good agent will empathise with the
Absolutely.
buyer, understand that the buyer, this is a major commitment for them,
Absolutely.
understand that the buyer is in a state of stress,
Yeah.
because there's always the great uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's a huge pressure moment. A good agent will take them with them,
Yes.
as opposed to having to
Threaten them
just
or fear them into doing
correct,
something. Yeah.
correct,
And the
correct.
reality is that well-priced properties, good properties, there will always be another buyer. So you don't need to
100%.
make up that there's another
Correct,
buyer. So
correct.
just if anyone read that article, I just want to say to you,
Wasn't
just
an
take
article about us.
No, take it with a grain of salt. I don't think it's an article that's a wide industry article because the person that said that statement I've never heard of, and they're somewhere from New South Wales, one of those rascally New South Wales agents, Philip. And they do it differently in other places, I suppose. I mean, when you want to buy in Queensland,
Yes.
what an experience that is, you know. If you go to a Queensland agent, and I'm not knocking Queensland agent, I'm just saying, if you go to a Queensland agent and you say, can you tell me more or less the pricing of this property? You know what they'll do? They'll just go, and then they'll just look out the window or see what's happening for dinner tonight.
But
or-
there's actually a law in Queensland which says for auction properties, you can't quote a price.
I don't even know if it's not for sale as
No,
well.
no, no.
Phil. It
no. Well,
might be
for sale, here is the price, right? So, I've
okay.
done some investigation
Okay,
around this
fair
because
enough.
I have been looking at apartments in Broadbeach
Okay.
as an example. So you're either going to auction.
Are we moving up there?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
We're either going to auction
Yep.
or we've got a private sale. Private sale has got
Okay.
an asking price, but an auction. If you go to Queensland and say to an agent that is auctioning a property, it's open for inspection, it's an auction. What is the price? No, we can't quote
That's right.
prices in
Exactly
Victoria.
right. They'll say in Queensland.
So,
Yeah.
after I've rolled my eyes, I go, if this property was on the next level, what do you think it would sell for? In which case they will go, oh, well, that would sell for 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Is this property very similar? Yes, it is. Well, draw your own conclusion.
But
that's,
if you're a
you've
novice
got to-
person, I mean, you're an experienced negotiator.
Yeah.
I didn't say a good one, just an experienced one. You're an experienced negotiator, right? You understand what question to ask. But if you're a general member of the public that's just buying a property for the first time or moving
Yes.
or downsizing, it would be quite terrifying
Well,
to have no
I
guidance
think
at all.
in fairness, Gary,
Yeah.
to the consumer, and the
Yeah.
consumer is very educated, yes, week one would be highly frustrating.
Yeah.
But after the second or third week, you work out what
Well,
questions
you know what?
to ask.
I don't know, Phil. I think Queensland, it's a bit of a cowboy zone, Phil, when it comes to that quoting prices. And I've got to say, and all credit to the Victorian lawmakers, Philip, and to the regulators, we have a range. Yes, we get over the range sometimes. We get in the range a lot. Sometimes probably sell for under the range, but at least there is some guidance because a lot of time wasting when you're looking for a property in Queensland.
This is, and I want to just again kind of add to what you've just said.
Yeah.
Because I often look at properties in Sydney. I like to see what's going on in the
yeah.
marketplace.
Different story there too.
So the one thing I will say, without question, Victoria has the best real estate laws for the consumer.
For quoting.
Because, you know, with Queensland you can't find a price. New South Wales there's no quoting prices online.
It's leading. We're leading.
So if you go into REA Consumers and you look for a property in Victoria, every property has a statement of information.
Yep.
And particularly with REA, for example, the price is always in the second line
Yes.
of the copy. So it's instantly there for you. You're not wasting time
No, that's right.
looking at properties.
I think
You're not
so.
wasting time sending emails to a property to find out that's not in your price range.
Yep.
Not so in New South Wales. New South Wales, there's no quoting prices
And it's still
anywhere.
got plus.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
guiding you at 2 million plus. Oh, it sold for 5.6.
Yeah.
We were guiding you at 2 million
Correct,
plus.
correct.
It's a
Maybe
little
they
bit
were
different.
guiding us towards the deposit that was
That's
going to be
exactly,
required.
could well be.
Anyway, Gary, that's enough about New South
Yeah,
Wales.
anyway,
That's enough about Queensland.
I've
That's
got a
enough
quote.
about...
My quote is that Victoria real estate has the best quoting system, Phil.
Okay.
That's my quote.
There we are.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good. Thank
Shall
you.
we move on and
Can
talk
we
about the
move
weekend?
on? Talk
Yeah.
about the weekend.
Why
How
don't
many
we?
auctions did we have, Gary?
Well, not as many as we would have liked, Phil. There was only 12 auctions.
With 12 auctions.
It
We
was
sold
quiet.
11 out of 12, so
Yeah.
that was a good
10
clearance.
out of 12, Phil.
10 out of 12,
That's
I
all
beg
right.
your pardon.
Get it
10,
right.
10 out of 12, so pretty good result. Having said that, we're working on the 2 unsolds as we speak.
Yeah, one's very close.
Can we talk about what's coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we can, but I think we should wrap some of those auctions
Okay, let's
because
talk
I got
about
to
some of
see
them.
you in fine form. You're wearing a lovely light jacket at Jupiter Street, Phil. I thought
I
you
was?
looked a treat. I thought
Yeah,
you did. I
thank
thought
you.
you looked
Thank
very
you.
handsome in that
Thank you.
jacket. I
Thank
don't
you.
often tell you that because
well, Gary,
I'm not, you know,
it's been 2 weeks since I released a new outfit.
Yeah, I
so
thought it was due, yeah.
I'm glad that you did notice.
Are you? Is it possible? Can investors actually invest in your wardrobe? In
No,
terms of
but investors should invest in the companies that I'm buying clothing
That's
from.
true. That's
Yeah.
for sure right. Because you did. You looked a treat there.
Thanks, Gary.
Very, very
I must have
lovely
looked
and fresh.
great
And what?
or terrible, right? So viewers, here's the thing, and I do like fashion. I do like dressing in different clothing, and I do spend far too much money on
only men's clothing.
No,
or?
Saturday nights is
Okay,
different.
fair enough.
But I will say this, Gary. If you noticed what I was wearing, it's either unbelievably incredible
Yeah.
or unbelievably terrible.
Yeah. You got to work it out.
Because it's that centre section.
Yeah.
You're clueless.
Yeah, well, I'm very open about it, Phil. I'm open and almost proud that I've got no idea.
Yep.
But you tell you what, you come to the track with me and you want to know which horse has got a chance, I can tell you I'll be wrong there too, but at least I'll have an opinion.
Yes,
I'll
you'd have an
understand. So I did see you at 21 Jupiter Street,
Yes.
Phil. We had
Can I just have
four
a
bidders.
quick shout out to the owners of that property who are the most delightful people. We've worked for them over the years, their extended family, but the couple that own that property, just 2 of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
And some nice bidders too. I was
Yep.
standing with one of the immediate underbidder who I'm sorry we didn't get it for, but we will find you something else, Philip. But that was good. It sold for $2,017,000, just
Yes.
a little above the top of the range
Yep.
there, Phil.
Yep.
And very popular. 4 bidders and a 5th who didn't actually get a chance to
Yep.
put their hand up.
If you're watching the show and you've got 2-story townhouse and you're thinking of selling, we did have 4 underbidders from that property, so we would love to hear from you should you have a townhouse.
And Phil, we are blessed to be entrusted with some of the most beautiful apartments. One of them was the one that we sold in Wilk Street,
Yes.
which was
Love that development. Really
I love
love
that development too. And this apartment all opened up to the north. It was
Yeah.
it was very unique actually. Anyway,
So
well
that
done to the
development
buyer.
in
Yeah.
Wilk Street, viewers, if you want to drive down Wilk Street, right at the end, designed by Sinman Justin Bialik,
Yes.
with Jack Merlot Gardens, got a communal swimming pool. It is like I could live in that development in a heartbeat.
I could too, and I've got to say, Phil, that it is something unique. It is something special. It used to be the Elmer Club, where we used to have our
It did.
sales meetings and played a little bit of tennis there as well, I've got to say. In fact, my son learned to play tennis there, but didn't learn so well that he went on to be a pro because he got into real estate instead. Anyway, that one, Philip, sold for $760,000, just a little over the range as well. Property that sold within its range was one at 179 to 181 Bamber Road.
That's a great development.
Caulfield
You've
South.
got Princess
Yep.
Park on your doorstep. You've got the tram in Glen
Huntley
Humphrey
Road,
Road.
right next door.
Really good location, not surprised. And shout out to the young couple that bought that. Super people. So
was
congratulations.
gonna say that.
First home buyers, love that you're into the marketplace. We will miss you on the weekends though.
And a mortgage is a good reason to get up in the morning, isn't it, Phil?
Brilliant reason to get out of bed in the morning.
Absolutely. Orong Road. Now, this apartment we didn't sell, but I think this is
It's in the Woolworths building.
streaming buy. No, this is across the road
Across
from
the
our
road,
office,
I beg your
Phil.
pardon.
And I think the fact that you can
Across
buy
the
an
road from
apartment.
Woolworths?
No, across the road from our office, actually, Phil. This
Yes.
is right across the road. So if you were in our
Next
reception.
door to Woolworths, across the road.
Yes.
Across the road,
yes.
kind of. You know what
But
I'm trying to
right
say.
across the road from our office. So if you're in
Yes.
our front boardroom, Phil,
Yep.
you'd have the pleasure of looking out and seeing this particular
Yes, so
property.
close your blinds to
Yep.
the buyer that hasn't bought it yet.
And in fact, Phil, interestingly, how often does this happen? Very rarely, where the property we're selling was actually occupied by the agent who is selling it. So Ben Eisner, who is offering this property for sale, said to me at the auction, "I lived here.
Is that
I
right?
lived here." So,
So
he's tried
no
and tested.
connection there that it passed in?
No, I don't think so. I'm wondering whether maybe he did do something unsavoury there, and that's put people off. No, but that's a good buy, Phil. That's now for sale.
Terrific.
635, and that
Good.
is a buy because it's a great
Screaming
apartment.
buy.
It's over multi levels, Philip. It's got
one of our
security
only
parking.
2 unsold properties for the weekend, so that won't last long.
It won't last long. Now we've got a smorgasbord of fine offerings coming up.
Smorgasbord.
Shall we talk about
Let's
them?
get into it, Gary.
Phil, we have 25 auctions this weekend.
That's
over,
a busy
I think it's
weekend.
there's 11 or 12 suburbs. We are very, very busy.
Going to put some
fellows.
Ks on the car this weekend, Gary.
We are indeed, Phil, and we're kicking off on Saturday with no less than 4 auctions at 10:30.
Let's
it's
get into it.
A popular time, Phil, and we're going to start with Leo Samuel in his hood. We are, by the way, we are Carnegie wild on Saturday. 5 auctions in Carnegie on Saturday. That's
Fabulous.
a busy Carnegie day. Let's kick off in Mimosa Road, Carnegie, a great address, and tell us a little bit about this beautiful-looking home handled by
Gary,
Dizzy Wang.
What a beautiful home. 5 bedrooms, 3 beautiful bathrooms, double lock-up garage. Everything there is absolutely on trend and magnificent. So if you're in the market for the complete family home, you've got to get down to Mimosa Road.
I tell you what, Jeremy Rosens and Matt Morley won't be getting down there because they're going to be in New Street, Brighton for this terrific apartment
Well, they might
sale.
not be, Gary. Stay tuned. That may well be sold before auction. Matt Morley's a busy guy, but failing that, Jeremy Rosens has got the auction honours of that fabulous 1-bedroom extra large apartment.
Graham Callan's going to bring his gavel along to Carnegie at 10:30 to Walden Grove, Phil.
Meeting Alex Stuper, who he's worked there with, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of land. That is a beautiful property. That's the sort of thing that makes just family living so wonderful.
Do you pronounce this street in Elswick as Horn or Horny Street?
Gary, let's just go with Horn Street
Okay.
and just keep this show on
Clean.
track.
Yep. Okay, we'll keep it clean, Phil. Horn Street, Elswick, of course, a great spot. Used to be the home to the Daily Planet, Philip, which
Gary?
is no longer there, but now it's full of cafes and it's got the station there and everything that Glen Huntly Road has to offer.
Elswick is fabulous, and that address is wonderful. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and that is a really good opportunity to get into the market with a double car space in tandem, it looks like.
And Phil, we've got a busy Saturday morning. We've got 4 auctions at 11:30 as well. You are going to have auction honours in Carnegie. You're going to get your Carnegie turn in Oakley Road.
Gary, this is a fabulous property. 3 magnificent bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, basement car parking, in a double lock-up garage, no less, complete with garden area. I'm meeting Julian Millman and Jacob Kingston there. I'm looking forward to that property because that is a great development.
The Carnegie Carnivale continues, Philip, at 11:30. This time, Son Radonic auctions in Nearham Road for Viv Samuel.
Meeting also Lydia Perry there. That's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a car space and a storage cage. Really good looking building, brilliantly located.
And I'm meeting Leonid Guzenfighter, Phil, or as Siri likes to call him, Gauzenfighter. I'm meeting him in Mackay Avenue, Glen Huntly.
And
at
Ben
11:30.
Eisner as well. This is a single-storey villa, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage, a storage shed, beautifully renovated throughout. What a great way to get into the market. Perfect for first home buyers or downsizers.
There's not many properties situated in Westbury Close. It's just a small little pocket there, Phil, but what a great address. And Jeremy Rosen is auctioning at 11:30.
Meeting Morris Bison there, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a car space, together with a fabulous balcony. That's, look, if you buy there, you've got all of Carlisle Street on your doorstep. Really don't need a car, even though it does come with a car space.
There's triple auction action at 12:30. Philip, I'm going to be meeting Arlene Joffe. I can't believe it, at 12:30 in Glen Huntly Road.
Together with Daniel Peer, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's a wonderful property, a great location as well.
This very distinct building, Philip, finds its way to the market in Seymour Road, or at least one of the apartments within it. Mark Kirkman's been handling that.
A local landmark, Gary. He and Uddy have had the honours there. 3 incredible bedrooms, 1 bathroom, under building car space. And of course, Seymour Road is top 5 streets of Elstonwick.
It is. You've got an auction at 12:30, darling.
Yes, thank you, Gary. Home number 1 at 136 to 138 Darling Road. Meeting Leon Guzenfitter together with Leo Barr. This is brand new luxury, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a double lock-up garage in a great spot.
And if you're my darling, I must be your Venus, Phil, because you're going to be there at 1:30 auctioning this terrific property.
For
Great
Joel
looking.
Sir and Liam Elbaum, that's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, fabulous parcel of land, everything to love there and more.
I like the look of that property, actually. It's got quite a classic facade. Philip, Aruna Road, Carnegie is the final Carnegie and our final auction on Saturday. Leo Samuel in his hood doing that one.
Gary, another great property, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a basement car space and a storage cage and a fabulous balcony. That's a home that you can move straight into, an apartment you can move straight into and not spend a cent.
We kick into Sunday, Philip. The sole 10:30 auction has been dedicated to this property at 489 Kooyong Road in Gardenvale.
Gary, this sits on 920 square metres of prime land, but it's got the most beautiful double-fronted Federation home, 4 bedrooms and a bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, lock-up garage, has the most incredible western and northwestern back garden that is, it's like a park.
We love that home. Looking forward to it. I'll come along and see you there at that auction, Phil. At 11:30, though, we are not going to be together because we have separate auctions. You're in Snowden Avenue, this fine home, meeting Nikki Jano.
Gary, this is a penthouse, one of only two. This is the entire top floor. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, a study, everything that opens and shuts. Architect designed, feels and looks like brand new. A wonderful home.
One of Caulfield North's premier streets must be St Albans Avenue, Philip, and I'm auctioning this terrific apartment at 11:30.
Love this building, Gary. It always goes well. They're really lovely, extra large apartments, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a lock-up garage. And St Albans Avenue, are correct, Gary, is the most incredible street.
Leo Samuel is auctioning Bowles Avenue, Caulfield North. This is a terrific property, Philip, and a great block of land.
Gary, 4 magnificent bedrooms and a bathroom, off-street car parking, but the secret to this property is the 725 square metres of land. You've got the house, you've got the land, you've got the location. That's an opportunity to really secure your future.
And what an opportunity for you to go from one auction to the other by foot, Philip, because the 11:30 auction is in Snowden Avenue and so is our 12:30.
Yeah, this is the most incredible home, Gary, virtually brand new, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, a north-facing back garden that is really just seems to just go on forever. It's the latest luxury, it's all on trend, but it's just massive inside. It's a house.
Talking about massive inside, I remember these apartments in Elmer Road were always oversized, Philip. This is 5 at 381 Elmer Road, my 12:30 auction.
Gary, meeting Daniel Peer and Romy Skolnick there, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. That is a really good property. Undercover car parking, wraparound courtyard gardens, lots to love there. I really like that building.
Premier Street, Philip, is Holroyd Avenue, St Kilda East. That is a terrific address, and you are auctioning at 1:30, a great looking home.
Meeting Graham Callan and Izzy Anstey there. That's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. First of all, it's the most amazing street. It sits on 654 square metres of prime land. That is an incredible opportunity to buy a house that's so livable now, Gary, but you invest in that home for the future. It's got everything, solid brick as well.
17153 to 163 Hawthorne Road is under contract, Philip, so probably won't be proceeding to auction at 1:30, so keep a watch on that if you're interested in it, but I think it's all over and sold. Philip, Alinda Street, though, looks likely to go to auction, and I have the auction on us at 2:30. I'm really excited about this first.
Daniel Peer and Arlene Joffe there,
yep.
Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, and again, 733 square metres of prime land.
North-facing back garden.
North-facing at the back garden. Alinda Street's one of the best streets of Caulfield South, so a lot of opportunity there.
And has not been offered for many, many years, that one. Philip's saying first time offered in a long, long time. Stanley Parade, Phil, we could kick a footy to that house because it's just a few doors down here.
You could kick a footy because you wouldn't kick a footy very far, but that's how close this building is to us. That's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking. You've got a right-of-way at the rear, a gorgeous double-fronted period home with a beautiful renovation. Move straight into that. Love life with everything on your doorstep.
You like to say a picture postcard facade, Philip. That's
picture
what that home's
postcard,
perfect.
A picture postcard, perfect facade.
Got it out. Jenkins Street is the site of my 3:30 auction, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Meeting Daniel Peer and Arlene Joffe there. That's a brand new, beautiful home. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, everything that opens and shuts. Stunning from the front door to the back fence.
Simon Rodolnik is booked to do an auction in Blenheim Street, Balaclava, but I don't think we'll be turning up there, Phil, because I think it's under contract.
I think that one's
also
under contract as well.
Yep.
Having said that, love that building.
Me too. We've had some good success. I think that's the 4th sale we've done on that building in recent times. Phil, let's move on to a few featured properties. These aren't being auctioned this weekend, but they are beautiful homes and they're coming to the market, and we're excited about that.
Well, the first one we're going to talk about, Gary, is not a home. It's 10 incredible 1-bedroom apartments. 755 Hawthorne Road, Brighton East. Sits on a 976 square metre parcel of land. It's a corner site. That's a great opportunity to get yourself set forever and just collect that wonderful income stream.
What a picture of schmickness this home is in Horsley Avenue, Phil. What a great looking property.
Well, we love Horsley Avenue. Brilliant location in East St Kilda, runs off Carlisle Street. That is 4 bedrooms, no less, 3 bathrooms, no less, off-street car parking, swimming pool, magnificent garden. You said it's a picture of schmickness. That is absolutely the perfect description, because that is a stunning home.
Phil, the Golden Mile of Caulfield North, where homes are so tightly held, we're lucky to have 2 homes coming up that we can feature. The first is in Aruna Road.
Gary, 633 square metres of land with a really great 60s or 70s home on it with the perfect floor plan. This is 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, further off-street car parking. It's a cubic house. It works so beautifully well. You could move straight into that, or you could do a refurbishment at some point. Bathrooms are already done, but you know, maybe add on another story, of course, subject to council approval. But I love that house, and of course Aruna Road doesn't get any better than Aruna Road.
It doesn't get any better, but just as good as Aruna Road
Yes.
is Aruna Road.
Well, I said it doesn't get any better, but it probably is trumped by number 32 Aruna Road. That is a magnificent property, sits on 908 square metres of land. Now this is a 60s, mid-century, absolutely epic home.
Iconic property.
4 incredible bedrooms, the most beautiful layout. It's been refurbished, but you can still add further value there, or you can just move in and not ever spend another cent. That's got a swimming pool in the back garden, and of course Aruna Road. You know, we talk about the top 3 streets of Caulfield North, the Golden Mile being Howitt, Lemire and Aruna. And I always say, not necessarily in that order, but those are the 3 best streets in the absolute epicentre of the Golden Mile.
Yes,
so
indeed.
whoever buys that, or of course Aruna Road, which is the next street along, to have 2 gems in those streets, almost unheard of.
And makes us blessed as estate agents to be representing such fantastic homes. So thank you to the vendors of those homes, and good luck to the buyers of them, because they are magnificent properties. Phil, that's a big wrap on this week's GPTV
It is, Gary.
edition, mid-May.
Better get out there and do some work.
Yeah,
We've got a busy time in front of us. We're almost now talking about getting set for spring. So August, September, October is almost upon us. So viewers, if you're thinking of selling, give us a buzz, because we do need more properties. We do have a bank of buyers that have not yet been satisfied. Love to speak to you. Thank you again for watching GPTV. I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great week.
I'm Gary Peer. We'll see you next week. Thank you.